PolarStar dorm, fight! I don't know if you know that, but that's also a very heartwarming callback because Yuki Yoshino tried to do that before when they were trying to survive Hell Camp. And even though Megumi just was like that because she was so shy, now everybody screams, "Ah!" The battle against Will has begun. Or, as I would say, the rebellion starts now. Then again, we do get a little despair in the end. So what is gonna happen now? It's none of that. But I did not expect this, at least, from Shokugeki no Soma chapter 143. As Eizan mentioned that he had sent his goons to evict them early, it's revealed that he already knows Erina is in PolarStar dorm. Could it be then that Asami perhaps himself also knows? Or did just Izan know that and keep this a secret? Well, it's not really certain. But Rindo do not really agree with how cunning he is being. So Izan just sits down and do not cook because, well, he thinks he has this in the bag. As his goons tells them everybody that they should be evicted, Fumio, who's for some reason just shows up like that, says that they should go, seeing that they're still in school, and if they defy them, that there's very chance they're gonna be expelled. But Soma still decides to cook, and what he's gonna cook is Yusa. In fact, he's completely laid back about this. I mean, you have to respect Soma for that. That Soma has an unbreakable will. I mean, the day we see his will, if we see his will break, then we can, for the first time, actually drop our glasses and yaws and cry out in terror. Because if there's something we know of Soma's character, it's the fact that his will remains unbroken. I mean, you could almost call him like Jojo Joestar, who's Joseph Joestar from the narrator. His will remains unbroken. But if Soma ever will get his will broken, then we know despair happens, because Soma is someone who never loses will, even when things looks bad, because he is smarter than you think. So yeah, even the judges do not really understand why Soma still cooks. And he reveals he's gonna cook him. Well, before that, Rindo is also pretty impressed at the fact that Soma still cooks all that without even doing anything more. Soma reveals that he's gonna cook gyoza, which all the members of the disband place seminar here. And it's pretty an original dish, but apparently if it doesn't season it correctly, it will erase the taste from the Satsume Yorichi's characterization or something like that. So Shoma begins to shop them. As Eizan, for the first time, seems to have a villainous breakdown, or I wouldn't really call this, or maybe I shouldn't call this a villainous breakdown, but it's one of the times where he actually begins to scream out in smugging anger, saying, like, this match is decided. Why are you playing the hero? It is over for you. Your will to cook has snapped. But Soma just keep it on cooking. He doesn't even answer. And not even his other plan has begun to kill him. For here is the most amazing part of all. It turns out PolarStar it's actually pretty funny too. Actually has defenses, fire horses, bars, oh, it's so funny. I did not expect them to have that. And Megumi is the one who reveals that everybody agrees that they do not want the guild to be destroyed. So they resolves to fight, even if the results will be despair. So Fumio has handed them, old helmets with PolarStar dorm, which apparently is revealed that in the golden age, a lot of people held grudges against the PolarStar dorm. Heck, I'm actually surprised before Irina in her, you know, before she actually became so doormatted. I actually surprised she didn't target PolarStar dorm for a grudge. I mean, but then again, she only had against Soma, not against someone else. But still, no one has a grudge against PolarStar anymore. Maybe because no one really knows about it anymore. But apparently, during the time of Jun and Yoichiro and Jin, many students try to raid it frequently, so they build these defenses to do it, and then shut them up with Shokugeki later on. But Erina is actually one of them few who has given up completely on hope, because she believes that this match is already decided, and even Megumi agrees. But Soma is fighting, so if they do not fight themselves, then they're not worthy to be in this dorm or be his friends. So Yuki swears that they are gonna protect this until the match is over. Can they protect them for 3 hours with fire hoses, sticks, police shields, and baseball? Oh man, it's so heartwarming and yet so funny at the same time. So Izan still doesn't really understand why he can do that. I guess we could more say that it's evil cannot comprehend good. Why he won't submit. So Soma actually says something wise to him here. If you have something to say to me, put it on the plate. And so the Yakuza finally takes off his glasses as he did the first time, and resolves that if I have to make you submit, I have to do it for the cooking. Are you telling me he can cook after all? These last couple of chapters we got in a hint that maybe Izan is all money and no chef. But but an elite 10 must be a chef, right? Then again, he is smarter, calculated. So I suspected he was more that than cooking. We know for a fact he doesn't cook with love. But Izan, cooking, could be the first hint towards despair again. Soma has to win this fight. He has to. Because if he doesn't, well, all hope is lost. But the fact that Izan now decides to cook after all could very well be the first hint. Is this what Soma wanted? Wanted him to be a little bit more passionate about cooking because Soma is a little bit of a warrior therapist when it comes to cooking? Or do he want to beat him in on his own field? Because now Izan is not just going to rely on the judges who are bribed by him, because now he is going to show his skill. And is that the advantage or the disadvantage? That's the problem right now. So while this chapter did give me some hope, at the same time I'm afraid. What can Izan's power be? What is he gonna cook? Well, that's actually stupid to ask. We cannot guess that. There's never been a single hint what his speciality has been. Only that chicken when he... Well, that wasn't his speciality, but when he helped that chicken stand way back on Soma's break, I suspected he had a speciality like that. But then again, the guys need to hang on 3 hours. Note also that the fact that they already know Erina is in that dorm. So even if Soma wins, and by some miracle PolarStar dorm is saved, I still have a very bad feeling that Asami is gonna tear that dorm down, and then Erina's gonna sacrifice herself to do it. Then again, that's not my theory. But that's the despair. Are we gonna get hope? Are we gonna get despair? Please give me your long theories if you have any.